It was a very normal afternoon in Oslo when people are leaving their offices to go home for the weekend, and all of a sudden I heard a massive explosion and saw a massive cloud of smoke coming out from the streets around the scene, and glasses were flying around, and people were cut in their faces, and the rescue crews, the first ambulance, I think I saw the first ambulance arrive just about 3 or 4 minutes after the actual explosion. Of course, at the time, nobody knew what had happened, but soon emerged that there was an attack on the government offices. But at this moment, as I said, it's been closed off. But just after the explosion, there were a lot of people who stood by and watched what was going on. And it took a while before the massive amount of ambulances arrived at the scene. And it took about half an hour, I think, before they started to shut down the actual area. And of course, this has never happened in Norway before. So I think people were mostly in panic and didn't really know what had happened. And then it slowly emerges, and then people are starting to leave the scene and going home. The smell is what a sort of a burnt fire or something smells like, and it was very clear from the beginning. I think that it couldn't have been gas, because there was no sort of smell of gas, or if it has been some gas explosion or something. And obviously now the police have confirmed at least 2 people dead, and the people around, I think they were in a state of shock, and I saw a lot of people running away, crying and screaming.
I was sitting in my room on the 4th floor, just a block where the explosion happened, and the window was open and just flew up, and I felt the blast, and the bed was shaking, and me and my friend, we ran out on the street, and there were people everywhere, and it was just chaos.
It was chaos.
So we ran up to the building, and we saw everything was shattered. They are very shocked, but because this usually don't happen in Scandinavia, but the most people are frightened, just going to stay inside today.